Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here with our weekly energy reading for the week of July 31st, 2025. I cannot believe that it is the end of July. Let me just, oh, there we go. Can't believe it. For this weekly energy reading, I'm using the Akashic Tarot by Sharon Klingler and Sandra Taylor. For a clarifying card, I'm using the Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maude Hirst. And for our 3-card pick, I am using this Golden Insights Oracle deck. So before we even get started, I want to remind everyone that this is for entertainment purposes only. And I want to thank everyone for being here. I really love these weekly energy readings. They are a lot of fun for me to do, and I hope that you enjoy them too. I also want to mention that besides thanking everyone, if you haven't subscribed, it is free to subscribe, and it really does help my channel. So please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Of course, I'm over 600 subscribers. I am looking for 700 subscribers. It would be great. I've been doing this since 2022. 2022? I think so. Yeah, 2022. So January 1st, 2022. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, if you could please check to make sure that you are still a subscriber, that would be great. So here we go. As we are talking, I am shuffling this Akashic Tarot deck, and I am, of course, going to pick a few cards here to see what we might think, what we might get here for this weekly energy reading for July 31st, 2025 for entertainment purposes only. And that is my cat, Peek. She comes in here and she has a bed underneath my table. So she is just letting us all know that she is getting ready for her afternoon nap. So I am, oh my goodness, I am telling you, there's a card that came up here that we get, I've gotten it so many times, it's crazy. So let me pick the clarifying card, and yeah, I get it. We'll go over them very quickly, and then we'll do a deeper dive into the cards. So here we go. Yeah, right. Okay, love it. First card. This is the card we seem to get all the time. 4 of Scrolls, the Karmic Trench. I'm sure you've seen this many times. Here's the next card that we get quite a bit. 4, Birth. I've gotten this quite a few times. And King of Scrolls. We've gotten this quite a few times too. Not as many times though as the Karmic Trench, I will tell you. And then 16. Very much energy aligned with this Karmic Trench is 16, release old patterns. So let's just get right into it. This 4 of Scrolls, I mean, I think many of us are really just kind of, like constantly in the same, just kind of in the same, in the same row here of, just kind of going down and digging deeper into the same row here. But let's see, the Karmic Trench. In a field meant to be planted, a man, dirty from his efforts, stands knee-deep inside a long trench. The seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows plowed and ready for planting, but they are ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self-defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You return to this life with the intention of breaking this karmic pattern, but you got pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench that gets harder and harder to escape. This pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and certainly in your beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings. But with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. There we go. I love that. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as soon as we go through all these cards. The next card, which I think is wonderfully encouraging, is birth. 4. The sun shines upon a plain in England where stands an ancient henge in the distance and a grove of birch trees nearby. Upon many of the trees is carved the old Celtic Ogham letter Beath, which represents the birch tree and stands for birth. A beautiful woman walks forward carrying a basket while 2 children run happily towards her. With this card, it's time for a new start. I love it, right? Perhaps an actual birth or at least a metaphorical one. An old phase is passing away and a new one begins. But even this new beginning has its roots in your deepest histories and your past lives. There may be some labor involved, but it's a labor that bears fruit. This card is associated with fertility, sensuality, and motherhood. There may be new energy in a romance, the family, or the home. You could be giving birth to a creative project too. Whatever it is, celebrate. Prepare for the wonderful growth and opportunities that are about to come. I love this. I love it that we have this karmic trench and we go right into birth. And then we have the King of Scrolls. Okay, let's find the King of Scrolls and let's see what we have with that. The King of Scrolls. Let's show that card. I love this card. It's beautiful, beautiful artwork on all these cards. A man holds a scroll as he looks across a well-groomed garden. A number of scrolls lay on the garden bench next to him. He is the King of Scrolls, a man of learning, and he can be helpful to you in a number of ways. This man may present in your life already. If not, you'll be meeting him soon. He may be an author, teacher, or communicator who will assist you in some professional way. He could also be a friend who brings wisdom through his own studies and spiritual practices. Be open to the guidance this man offers, for it could help lead your life in exciting new directions. As with any of the kings and queens, the King of Scrolls may also be a new love interest for you or for another, depending upon his location in the spread. His wisdom is compelling, and there are likely to be many interesting and lively discussions. This card may also represent you or someone you know who is longing for deeper understanding and a greater clarity of thought. Now is a great time to pursue new interests, perhaps even enroll in some classes or attend a lecture or two. A position in teaching, counseling, advertising, writing, publishing, or the like may be on the agenda now. A treasure trove of discovery is waiting for you, so let your mind and your life soar. Beautiful. And then we have, I'm going to read this, Releasing Old Patterns, which is 16. This is from Maude Hirst. Let's see what she has to say. Releasing Old Patterns. Did you know that around 90% of your thoughts are the same from day to day? Let that extraordinary figure sink in. If you are repeating your thoughts over and over again, it's easy to get stuck in the past. This new knowledge opens up the opportunity to rewrite your repetitive thought patterns, which will free you from your past and bring about fresh perspectives and possibilities. What old unconscious thought patterns are holding you back from stepping into your power? The key is to become aware of your repetitive thoughts so that you have the choice to release them. I like this very much so. It says how to release old patterns. Write down 3 things in your life that have really challenged you. Perhaps a breakup, leaving a job, or a family argument. Explore how each one made you feel and how you reacted to them in the moment. Notice if a repeated pattern begins to emerge. Do not judge yourself. Instead, use it as an awareness practice. Once you have identified your reaction to each experience, explore other more constructive behaviors you could have chosen. We often have more choices than we know. Once we have awareness, the next step is to take a moment to breathe. Next time a challenging situation appears, take a deep breath before you respond and watch as your new patterns emerge. That list was from Maude Hirst as far as helping to break old patterns. I find this very interesting because this is really what I am trying to focus on, and I think many of us are right now. We have these deep trenches, right? Oh man, the past lives, whatever it is, we keep trying to do the same thing and expecting a different result. Or we're not moving because we're afraid to move forward, because we're afraid in the past things happened. We maybe didn't have the result that we wanted. I will tell you with my own experience, I really always tried to do the best I could, move forward, do the best I could, take chances, take risks, whatever. And I didn't always have the best outcomes. I mean, I've had some things that happen in my life, like everybody, that really, I didn't certainly make decisions I always made the best decision I could at the time. And I always felt that I was present and doing the best I could and making, the best decision and not trying to hurt anyone or anything. And many times the outcome wasn't what I wanted. And it wasn't like a really positive outcome. And when I hit like 50 years old, I remember just saying, I'm just not going to really make any more decisions. I'm not really going to move forward anymore, because every time I have, things haven't really worked out for me. Yes, did I learn things? Yes. But you know what? I'm getting older, and I really can't keep taking these hits, these emotional hits, these financial hits. I don't want to say physical hits. There were nobody abused me physically or anything like that. But they're tiring. I don't have the time now. I'm getting older. I don't have the time now to regroup, financially, and regroup emotionally, and regroup, and restart from scratch again. And these same cycles where I just keep getting pushed back. And so I really did kind of go deep and, not really do anything. I mean, what was the point? And I will say about 5 years ago, when I got started on this path, like this spiritual path, I said, okay, I want to do these things. I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to move forward spiritually. I want to grow my spirituality. But then I didn't, because I thought, I don't want to get any like setbacks because of this. And I remember I really kind of meditated on it a little bit. I mean, I didn't go crazy about it or anything, but I remember I got an answer from like my higher self, and the answer was, and it wasn't like, oh, you're going to be a resounding success. I'll tell you that. But I'll tell you what the answer was the energy is different now. So I'm like, okay, because I said, I don't have it in me to keep going forward, to get like basically whacked back to regroup and rebuild from scratch again. I can't do it. I'm running out of time. I mean, and energy in that. And basically, though, the response I got was the energy is different now. So I had many gifts to unwrap. The universe was not going to give me a answer of, oh, you're going to be a resounding success and everything. But you know what? I got the answer of, you know what? Dig yourself out of the trench, move forward, right? Have happiness and fun and optimism. Move forward. The sun is rising. The energy's different now. You're going to find a new level of happiness, optimism, fun, growth, and things that I can do that allow me to just like feel good about things and feel good about my place in the world and feel good about where I am in the world. And then like this King of Scrolls, like also meeting people, even though it said meeting a man, like for spiritual growth or whatever, but meeting people, getting into different groups, meeting other people that have the same interests, moving forward in that respect, really enjoying that. And, and some people are not my cup of tea, and some people are, I mean, and also just like, okay, I'd like to move forward. And also some relationships coming to an end where whether they didn't want to pursue things any further or they went off in different directions. It's not necessarily that I think they were like, oh, I don't want to be anymore with this person. But, people go off in different areas. You only have so much time and so much energy in the day and that. So it's like, but they moved off in different directions. I maybe moved off in different directions. And some people, we're still together doing stuff or whatever. But just having that time, and just moving forward at my own pace, the energy is different now. But it's still good, and it's still like I'm learning stuff, and I'm still having fun, and it's still exciting. And when it's not exciting, I will do something else, or I will adjust it to make it exciting, to make my experience exciting. And then, of course, looking down, I see release old patterns, releasing old patterns, releasing old belief systems. If somebody would have told me that I'd be doing this, on YouTube, let's say even 5 years ago, I would have been like, no. Certainly 10 or 20 years ago, absolutely not. I don't even know what YouTube is, okay? But releasing old patterns. And I wanted to just touch on too, things that we experience in our lives, we bring those experiences into our lives with the emotions we feel and with our belief systems. So if you are experiencing things that you're maybe not too keen on, that they're not really your cup of tea, try to see what emotions, when you get emotional, that's when you know it's like, okay, I'm getting this emotion, this energy emotion because of some belief system I have. Because if you don't have a belief about something, you won't have an emotion about it. If somebody runs up to you and says, I'm never going to call you, and you don't know that person, and like, I'm never going to call you, you're going to be like, all right, don't call me, right? I don't even know who you are. I have no emotion about you. I have no belief system. I don't know who you are. I have nothing, no belief system. I have no emotions about you. Therefore, I don't have a belief system about you. But if somebody you love comes up to you and says, I'm never going to call you again, you're, of course, emotionally, you're going to, oh my gosh, what do you mean you're never going to call me again? So when I get an emotion, a strong emotion, one way or another, I want to, now I'm trying to step back and say, why did I get that emotion? And what belief system led me to that emotion? And is that a belief system that I can eliminate, adjust? Do I like that belief system? Oftentimes it's like, yeah, I'm not changing that belief system. I'm happy, I'm comfortable with that belief system. Sometimes I'm like, it's time to change that, move on, whatever. That does not mean I've learned that just because I change my belief system on something, that's going to eliminate that person or situation from my life. What it means is now I approach that with a different belief system so it doesn't affect me the way it used to affect me. That person, situation, whatever it is still there, but it's not affecting me in the same way. So I'm able to, I guess, let's say, tolerate it better. Or I'm just, really now it doesn't even cross my radar screen. Let's put it that way. It's just like, oh, I don't even notice it anymore. So we can only notice things that we're the vibration of. Sometimes too, when I'm listening to other spiritual teachers and that, I don't pick up on something that they're saying. And I'll sometimes replay it like 3 times. I'm like, oh, I have to hear that. That's something I'm interested in. But I replay it. And right when they get to the part again where I want to listen, my attention goes somewhere else. And I'll replay it again. I'm like, I just missed it. I would replay it again. I miss it again. Finally, after 2 or 3 times when that happens, you know what? I'm not the vibration of that. I'm missing it because I'm not yet ready to learn that. So let it go. Go back to the, wherever I was in the recording or whatever. And I've learned, let it go. It's not for me to know right now. I'm not the vibration of it yet, even though I'm trying to be. Not there yet, but I'll get there at some point. So anyway, I just wanted to say that too about that because I noticed that a couple months ago. I was like, I was trying to listen, and every time the tape, I rewind it, and every time the recording got to a place, I would lose my attention span on it. Realized not ready for it yet. So all that being said, now let's do our 3-card pick for the week here, and let me shuffle these cards. These are the Golden Insight Oracle. Let me shuffle these cards. Get 3 cards here. All right, here we go. Think about a message that you want to receive from your higher self or your spirit guides or whatever, or just something, you're thinking about, maybe get some more insight on. And here we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Think about which card resonates with you, 1, 2, or 3. If you pick card 1, you got Lion. And this says self-control, leadership, personal power, and strength and courage. So that's card 1. If you picked, I'm going to put these cards on. If you picked card 2, you got Snowflake. And this says uniqueness, fragility, sensitive, winter season, short-lived or fleeting. If you got Snowflake. And if you picked card 3, you got Panda. And that says gentle strength, personal boundaries, nourishment, and peaceful life. All right, my friends, there we go. Tomorrow I will be back with our weekend energy reading and a 3-card pick, and I will see you then. Namaste.